We met through the Better Life Tribe, is that right?
So in the war room.
Oh, War Room. Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. I never know.
Yeah, you put out that link well, I don't know when it was, but put in my scheduled a call, so
Yeah. Well, very happy to meet you. How long you been in War
hey
Room?
man. I want to say maybe December 22, January 23, somewhere. So just over a year. Just over a year.
Well, how can I help?
Well, I mean, I just like I mentioned, I saw the posts you put out there. So I just wanted to connect and just learn more about you. And I know you were part of the podcast, part of the partnership or whatever with Dave. So yeah.
Yeah. I've known Dave a long time. Yeah, known Dave a long time. I'd love to still do his podcast. I'd love to still co-host it, but I live in Hawaii and he lives in Missouri for some reason, and time zones are brutal to do like, a standing Wednesday. I have a pretty demanding gig out here, and you know, for him, noon is like 5 a.m. my time, which would be okay, but it just became difficult. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Are you are you are you still doing
yeah.
like the real estate investing, or are you just mainly tied up with Brandon and the better life?
No, I still do a lot of real estate investing. Well, no, that's not true. I haven't done much for the last year because, yeah, I helped Brandon build this big project and trying to invest. Not to say you can't invest long distance, but trying to invest long distance is harder than investing where you're local, and trying to do it in 2021 and 2022 and 2023 is harder than it was. I bought a lot of houses long distance in 2016 and 17 and 18, but it just, deals are much less frequent and much skinnier. So you really gotta, in my opinion, like, be on it. You really got to be involved to
Yeah.
know what a deal is and what a deal isn't. So being farther away just makes that quite a bit harder. And I'm focused on this project. So uh, I haven't been focused on real estate, but I really want to turn that around. And then last 2 months ago, I partnered with some folks on a deal in Maryland, a big luxury wedding venue.
Brian, Maryland.
Chesapeake City.
Familiar. Is that like near DC area or?
About 2 hours, hour and 45 minutes drive from DC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in DC with some friends. Is that where you live?
No, well, my wife is from like Virginia area, so I've been up there a couple times. My brother-in-law lives up there now in that area, so I'm actually gonna go
Gotcha.
see him in a couple
No,
months.
this is
So.
on the island side, I guess, or the peninsula side.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask too, like, do you know anybody specifically in assisted living, like who's investing in that?
Yeah, but I can't think of who. But it's not yeah, shoot. Somebody on this thing that I do was on does assisted living. I can't remember who it was. Shoot, this is why I need to get this CRM up. I need to get these tags up. Yeah. I don't know, but so one of the things I want
Yeah,
to do is I do this call, talking to strangers. I do
yeah,
this call, and I do it probably in a perfect world. I would do it 8 times a week. I would have 8 calls a week, but and like this week I have 12, but it's not super consistent. But in a perfect world, what I'm trying to get to is when I get my systems down a little bit better, and they're getting there, and the CRM comes through, I want to start private chats that I invite everybody to. And then you're like, okay, well, I don't really care, Alex. I'm like, okay, I don't care either. You're in a war room, whatever. But what would happen is I could go into a place where just the people who have, like, in my world, because I'm a super connector, but I have a terrible fucking memory. And so what I'd love to do is go into a place and just be like, who's in assisted living, and just like find those people, because I know I don't still remember. But yeah, if I think of somebody, I'll reach out to you.
yeah. What was well, I guess like with talking with the strangers, is this just mainly just connecting with people and kind of just seeing like how you all can mutually help each other out with that, or
Dude, you know what? It's so organic. I have no goal for it. It's just one of those things where I find that if I put myself, one, I love it. So if I just say, hey, look, this is very, very organic for me to just have a conversation with a stranger, especially in a world where, everybody's like either a perfect friend or a mortal enemy. So I'm like, I just talk to anybody, you know? And I find that people need it. People, I think, on average, are lonely, isolated, and in search of something they don't know how to articulate. And so I'm just a super people person and I love people. And I just say, hey, I'm going to put myself out there. And because I'm a connector, generally, if somebody asks me a question like you asked, like, hey, do you know anybody that does this? I'm like, yeah. In this particular instance, I'm at a loss for names, but like, that's why on the back end over here on my screen here, I'm building out this giant CRM because I'm just such a connector, but it's all here. And so I'm trying to get it out of here and onto into a data sheet that I'm like, oh, okay, so I put my little notes in the assisted living. Like, I don't know. But this goal is more like, or this thing is more like, I don't know. It just feels healthy. It feels like people always enjoy it. I've been doing it for 5 years. And I want to do more of it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm here to serve. I don't have any goals.
yeah. No, I think it was pretty interesting. Hey, yeah, just give me a call or whatever at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can help, I can help. If I can't, I don't know. It's good to meet you. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't need anything from people, so I just give up my time. I think it's in a world where like people, they pay for all your information, you got to pay for access, and I do think it's smart to pay, like Better Life or War Room, where you pay for access to people. I think it's wise, but also I don't know. Not that many people give up their time for free, and I think time is a very honorable thing to give up.
What's like I'm not sure like when I know you were in the army, right?
Yeah.
Was it the army?
Yep. Long time ago.
Okay. What's what's your kind of like advice as far as, because I'm in currently still active duty military, Navy. I'll be retiring in June next year. Did you like start investing while while you were still in, or like how did you
I
balance
got out
that?
and then spent the next 8 years drunk and on drugs before I got my life together. So I do not have any good transition advice for you. I can tell you what not to do. I think the thing that the military knocks people out of is, in a lot of ways, it knocks out our creativity because you're told to
Yeah, that's true.
be be at a certain place, wear a certain uniform at a certain time, behave in a certain way, follow a very strict set of rules. You're very indoctrinated with one culture, right? Like,
Yeah.
you don't hang out with that many civilians, my guess is. And even if you do, it's on the nights and weekends. Like, during the day, it's all military folks. And they all follow one strict culture and they have one strict sort of career path. And then you do that to somebody for 22 years or 20 years. And it takes time, I think, for people to realize like what's available to them, and that A, they can have it or they can create it. And B, if you want that, you have to create it. There is no structure like the military for entrepreneurship. It does not exist. There is no path. There's no predetermined path for like, here's what you do. It's like, you're the only one that's going to figure it out. You're the only one that's going to create it. Nobody's going to help. Like, I don't say nobody will help you. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to create that system for you, and nobody's going to get in your way. And nobody's going to motivate you if you don't do it. So if you could wrap your head around like what it is you want to do outside of, social or military or like cultural influence. Like, how do you pronounce your first name?
Reden.
Reden. What does
You can call
Reden
me
want to do
Red.
with this? Red. What does Red want to do with the, like, I say it this way very specifically, like, you're going to die soon. What do you want to do with the rest of the years left on this earth? And if I think about it that way, it's like, well, you can do anything with that time. And you can't do everything, but you can do anything with that time. And so the more you think about that, like in a creative standpoint, some people just want to start businesses, and like if that's all you want to do, or I shouldn't say it that way, if that's what you want to do, then like that's wonderful. I thought that's what I wanted to do when I started business, and then I found out about photography, and I'm like, oh, something else is here that I'm destined, designed, supposed to do, however you frame it. But like, so I don't know if that's helpful, other than like trying to get your mind around. You can do anything. I don't know what that is.
It's like what is that? Memento Mori. That saying, Latin saying. Someday you're gonna die, so you gotta figure out fast or figure out. It's kind of like a humbling thing. But
Yeah,
like
you
that's
will.
true with. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, my dad passed a few years ago at 60, 62. Like, I'm 40. Like it's gonna come soon. So if you end up doing something that somebody else wants you to do, it's not gonna be a fun experience. So that's all I try to tell people is, or that's all I'm trying to express. Like, the military has everybody like structured, and yeah, you can follow that structure and be a good soldier and like be a good, a civilian afterwards, and that's great. But if you are designed for something else, man, you definitely have to believe it here first.
Yeah,
What do you want
yeah.
to do?
I kind of. Well, I'm kind of like in that transition right now. I've been coaching since 2019, mainly with like fitness and nutrition, but now I'm moving towards more of a personal development and leadership coaching. So that's kind of what I'm trying to work on before I retire in about a year and a half. Trying to build that up. I mean, I still want to invest in real estate, but that's kind of more so like my I guess the feel to my passion in coaching and helping others.
There's a lot of coaches in the civilian world. There's a lot of coaches. I'm sure you know. Differentiators are tough. I know at least 3 guys that are all basically coaches that have not been wildly successful at business. They're basically therapists without the like doctorate, right? Without any
Like a
credentials.
degree, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't pay any of them, even though they're all looking for business all the time. So I think being in the military 20 years, what are you? You an officer?
No, senior enlisted E7.
Okay, love that. I mean, I think that's a good differentiator. I think if you're going to go to I don't know what world you're going to go to, but if you're going to go to the business world and you don't have business success, that makes it very hard. Just because everybody's
Yeah,
going to ask you the same question, like, why are you teaching me something you haven't been able to do? But if you
yeah,
go that leadership route, like that military route, that might be a little bit different, you know? But what do I know? I'm just like, yeah, there's a lot of people that are designed to be coaches, and like, if that's your path, then it's just a matter of, you know, sales and then
yeah,
performance and then results.
yeah. I kind of have like a small little group right now. So I'm kind of like my thing is just like with dads. So kind of like trying to help my former self, who I was before, right? So like what they tell you. Um, so I have like a small, Facebook group of just dads who are like looking for more as far as personal development, personal growth, and then also who are looking uh, to kind of just more than just their W-2,
Sure.
so just real estate or personal finance or things like that.
Yeah, if you're starting now, that's a good bet if you're getting out. Because, yeah, everything you can start now, I mean, everything compounds. Well, I've actually learned that that's not true. Nothing compounds automatically. But if you can start now, find out what works, scale, outsource, rinse and repeat.
How have you, I guess, like, what's your process as far as creating content or,
Oh, I don't
and then kind of
create that
like,
much content. Yeah. Nope, I don't do much content. I create content for individuals. Like, I'm not a content creator really, but I'll create brand media photos. Like, I shoot the Bigger Pockets conference. I don't know if I call that content creation. It's, I make my art and I give it to them. And then I'll create media for either individuals or people like investors who are working on big projects, and I'll create media for them, for their audiences, or, for their investors or for their websites, whatever. But I should create more content. I just I don't know. I this is me creating content. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
like
that's what
talking
I
to
was
people
gonna
one
say.
on
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I like talking to people one on one. I don't like talking to a camera. And I like making things with my camera and publishing that, but right now the internet's like, talk to me. Everybody's, talk at the camera, and I don't like talking to a camera that much.
Yeah, that's kind of weird talking to yourself when you're like there's no one around or no face in front of you.
You're just talking to a black box, black screen. So
Yeah.
I envy the people that are good at it, but tis not me.
What's next after or do you plan on staying where you're at for a while or?
No, we moved to Austin. Where do you live?
Oh, I've been San Antonio right now.
All right.
When do you plan on moving?
April 1st.
Oh, okay. Couple months.
Yep, not far. We'll leave here April 1st. We'll probably get there early May to Austin.
I bet.
But yeah, I need to be around people, bro. I'm a hyper extrovert. I want to be in the city. So we'll get there. I'll
I'll
go to
be
every
in
meetup
I was gonna say I'll be in Austin in May, like that first week of May. There's an event I'm going to
you
in
go
May.
abundance guy.
Yeah, the Emerge, Communist Emerge. Well, or part of that, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to go to it. I don't know if I'll go to that because Better Life is having a thing on the 3rd of May. And I think I'm gonna go to that in Denver. Maybe not. I don't know yet. But yeah, but my goal is to start doing more real estate. And so I know that if I want to do more real estate, I got to talk to more people. And if I got to talk to more people, they're not on freaking Maui.
Yeah. Not everybody can, I guess, has the bandwidth to invest there.
Well, nobody invests here, but even just living here, there's not that many people. It's a small little
Yeah.
town.
Yeah, man. Well, I guess whenever you come down, I mean, Austin's like just an hour away.
Yeah. Dude, I know. I got this on my list. I'm making Austin and making Texas lists.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few actually in the war room here. A couple of the and a couple of females that are in the mastermind that's here. So
Do you guys do a meetup?
now there's the other group, ADPI that they have like a monthly meetup, but I haven't really gone
are you
to
part of them
one
too?
since. No, no, I went to one a lot when I first got here, and then I decided to go to another one after.
Yeah, that's a different vibe. That group.
Yeah, that's probably the
Well,
reason why.
yeah. Well, I'll be doing meetups in Austin for sure when I get there.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll definitely have to come out more often then.
For sure. Yeah. Probably take me a few months, but actually, I'm building it with my buddy. Well, that's not true. Tyler's building all of it. He's building out a whole CRM funnel mechanism backend specifically for like running a meetup, including like paid ad SOPs and everything like that. So as he's building out for DC, we're gonna deploy it here in Texas once I get there.
Or is that gonna be part of the war room thing, or
No, nope,
it's just like your
nope.
own thing?
Yeah, and not or and yeah. No, the war room's all
Yeah.
Dave's, and he's gonna keep it that way, and that's perfectly fine. But I like people outside of the war room. I love the guys in the war room, but I do things, as big as possible. So
Yeah, definitely.
so yeah.
Bet you any other questions? So I don't want. You might have another call or anything. So
I got to call in another 5 minutes, but dude, yeah, I mean, no agenda. I don't,
yeah,
you don't have to have anything to talk about. So sometimes just good to meet a face and know who's around. And I got some stuff listed for you. Definitely reach out to you. I'll definitely reach out to you when I get to Texas.
yeah,
And assisted living, I'll keep it on the top of my head. Somebody will come to mind, and I'll send you an email.
yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you.
All right, look forward to seeing you soon.
All right, buddy. Be well.